Ready to go?
It only took us 37 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's 7.
And
we're supposed to be almost done.
Who's introing me or Josh? Okay, what's
good.
up, everyone? Welcome to our extremely organized new mini-series, I guess we're calling this, that we're doing here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
The Supreme Court case of boys versus girls. Boys are obviously me and Josh, and for girls, we have...
Jack and Katie.
Smooth. I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I really thought you were going to say that you guys were more important, so I was waiting to say that, and then for me to have something to say.
As per show format, boys will automatically win the debates, and the girls are just here so they feel included.
Just for kidding. Show, yeah. Bullshit.
I already love this.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We appreciate it.
Yes, for inviting us.
We're very excited.
Mm-hmm.
We always value your opinions on here. So,
yeah, and we haven't seen you guys in forever.
Yeah, it's been a while. When was the last time? Christmas?
All of us saw each other. Yeah.
That all of us were together.
Yeah.
Yes, Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Yeah, been a little while. How's quarantine treating you two? I guess you guys are locked down together, hey?
Mm-hmm.
It's not too bad.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
I'm pretty happy with my life.
How is internet dating going? Or is nobody internet? Or is nobody internet?
Neither of us
dating?
are single anymore.
What?
Thomas?
Yeah, Thomas, are you internet dating?
No, I've kind of been abstaining from it, honestly. I just think there's kind of no point right now.
Okay, I was briefly listening to one of your previous episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Was the most recent one you guys did, just the two of you?
Yeah.
Talking about some chick and how like she took everything to like the next level in conversation. Is that like the chick I just asked you about?
Yes, actually, yes.
What's up, Jeff?
Okay.
Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, I was just gonna say hi, Jeff.
Bringing home groceries.
Aw,
Yeah, no, that was the one. It was just very perceptive, but yeah, no, it was just I don't know, kind of said abandon ship on that one, and just
yeah,
didn't seem to. It wasn't quite going anywhere, and then obviously this whole shindig started. So I don't know. I just haven't talked to her or anyone really. So
break quarantine to go see her.
No, man. I listen to everything the government tells me. So.
No questions asked.
Yeah, exactly.
The government knows best. I feel like this is going to be like a make or break thing. Like if you guys had like a really strong connection, you would have made it work.
Yeah, maybe.
True enough.
Right. So, and I don't know, like I have a few people I'm sort of talking to that it kind of like started right when this started, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the Tinder likes and Hinge likes are just flooding in, and I'm not doing anything with it because I don't know.
Oh, they're flooding in. Oh,
like it's a known stat that the traffic's way up. And speaking in anecdotes, I can tell you if we looked at a graph, it just skyrocketed. So
yeah.
Why did nobody ask me if I was
lonely.
online dating?
Because I just asked you if you were still with your girlfriend.
I feel so left out.
Oh, God.
I'm still online dating.
Plus, the online dating lasted for me for like a month. I hate that shit so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, didn't Katie force you into it? Or
yeah, and the only thing I came out of it with was talking to a chick.
Same.
Interesting.
Okay.
We still talk like every other day. She's great.
Oh, there you go. New BFFs.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways.
Yes, anyways. Okay, no, that's not a thing, Josh.
Have you guys rewatched Deadpool 2 since they added it to Netflix?
No, I haven't rewatched it.
Oh, Josh, have you?
Nope.
Okay.
But I will.
There's a scene where he makes that hand gesture, and it's really funny. But I'll send it to you guys later.
I think I've seen that movie, but I don't remember.
You've seen
Ryan Reynolds, baby.
It's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, getting back on track here. So, where we got this brilliant idea from, was because we did our crossover episode. It was episode 39, April Tools of your guys's, where we answered your questions, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I got thinking about this. I went back and looked at the notes, and there are a few points we wanted to ask you guys about on these, because we
Okay.
were kind of wondering where there were some question marks of where these came from. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we'll do those, and then we have some more hot topics after that. So I don't know. Let's
Gonna be some hot takes in this
extremely.
episode.
So let's just jump right into it. So the first one was telling exes about a new partner was one of yours, and I think Josh and I both thought that was a bit of a head scratcher. We thought it was weird because the underlying assumption there is that you're still in regular communication with your ex, right? Is that, I don't know.
I was like, are you rubbing salt into the wound?
Or are you calling them like, hey, guess what? Sucks to
So I think this came from me, right? I think it came from
Kind of had the situation because like we've both been in relationships where like the relationship has ended, but it hasn't ended in like such a contentious way that we're not really in contact anymore, or like relationship that ended and they still had a pet together, so they obviously still had to be in contact.
Okay. Yeah.
I had a relationship that ended where I still had to see that person at work, so the conversation.
Okay. Yeah.
Times where it's like if you're still seeing this person and kind of talking, and like you figure they're gonna see on social media eventually anyway. Tell them first. Like, is it better for it to come from you, or like, do you not owe that to them? Like that relationship is over. So that was where we were coming from.
Yeah. So her ex had said like it's only respectful if you tell me that you have a new partner, and she was like, no, fuck you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
For me, it was just like the fact that I still see him, so I can pick up the dog, and like we're trying to have some sort of like a semblance of a friendship.
Yeah.
As we can before, and so like, do I tell him if I get a new partner? This was like a while ago, and so like I decided not to, but like, is that something like that? I guess that's what we were wondering, is like, would you want to know?
Gotcha.
Or would you want to know from social media? Like, how would you feel those two different avenues? Because that's really all it would be.
So all my exes hate me and don't talk to me, so
that's the natural way, Josh. That's the natural way. So
yeah.
So what are your guys' answers to that then?
Well, so I only talked to one of my exes. Like the most recent one, just because of the dog thing, and I did not tell him, and I posted on social media not that long ago, and he liked the photo but never said anything to me. So
I feel like that's best case scenario.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, and we have spoken since, and he didn't bring it up. So I don't know if he's just like totally whatever, I don't care, or he just doesn't want to bring it up. But I decided not to. However, I'm best friends with his cousin, and that's how him and I met. And she was like, I think you should tell him. And I was like, why would I reach out to him and tell him? And she's like, well, he knows this person. And she's like, what if he looks at that photo you post on social media and it's like, well, was something happening while you guys were dating? And I'm like, well,
I feel like that's a bit of a stretch.
Right. So like he could reach out to me and say something, which I doubt he would. But ultimately, in the end, I decided not to say anything to him. But she thought that I should, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
amazing replies from both of us.
Yeah. No, I was thinking contextually that kind of makes more sense, I guess, right? So because our answer to that was more or less a resounding no, but for our context, we don't talk to any of our exes, at least not any kind of regular interval, right, Josh? So
my last ex just went on a tweet storm about me. That's the last contact I ever had about her. So
was she like subtweeting you, or was she like adding?
I was subtweeting. It was goddamn hilarious. He would just send them to our group chat. It was awesome. Yeah.
It was more
I've
so
gotten
like
in very big trouble from subtweeting. I love it.
Yeah.
Good times.
Okay. So next one was that obviously we gave our opinions on, but was boys trips while you're in a relationship. So we were curious if you guys were like being like, I don't know. What's your take on this?
Why would you want to go on a trip and not include me?
Yeah. Yeah. Were you coming at it from the crazy girlfriend point of view?
No,
I wasn't.
No, we weren't. I'm all for boys trips because I'm all for girls trips. I want to be able to go away with my girlfriends and just get like wine drunk and not have to deal with any men. Mm-hmm. So I'll let a guy go. And like, I think our kind of view of it is like, if you can't trust your boy to go on a boys trip, then you also probably can't trust him to go to the bar or go to a party without you. Mm-hmm. And a relationship that you should be in. I don't know.
Fair points.
Like, I would totally, but I also like, I would want to be able to go to a girls trip with my girls. So I think as long as it's like equal on both sides.
Yeah. Jack, anything to add to that? No.
What? Yeah. What do you have to add to that?
No, I asked you. Do you have anything to add to that?
Oh, me.
Yeah.
I am just no.
No boys trips?
Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine with boys trips. I know what they can get like, and like just simply from like girls trips. And so I guess it would depend where you were going. I would never say no, you can't go, but I think I would be a little more worried if it was like Vegas or something of the sort, only because I've been so many times that I know like shit can get wild there, and you can kind of like forget that you're in a relationship in a sense while you're there.
We all know it's not cheating if it's in a different area code.
Well, I got
2 area codes in Edmonton though, so there's no cheating here.
There you go.
Is what you're
587.
My one
fair
friend
game
was like, he said, as long as there's a bridge between you, it doesn't count. So in theory, you could like cross the Henday. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So Katie's on our team there, and Jack is not.
No, I am. I just know that it can be a bit sketchy sometimes.
I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't have like some type of feeling about it if the guy was going to go to Vegas. I would obviously have like a little bit of trust, but at the end of the day, it's like, do you trust this person or not? You're probably never going to know what happened there. If they do go there and cheat on you, you're probably never going to know. So,
true enough.
Like, you've just got to decide whether you trust that person or not. And if you can't trust that person to go on a trip, then you really need to look at that relationship. I don't know.
I think it's a valid point.
Fair.
Because like it's easy to cheat. Like people could you could look anywhere you go. Well, yeah. Like people can cheat so they can cheat.
Yeah. Like, you can do it at home. You can do it with the neighbor.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
They could be cheating on Instagram every day. Like they could be cheating without actually touching somebody. So
right. So is that not on the individual person? Right.
I think so. And like everyone has to decide their limits, right? Like I would have no problem with a partner going to a strip club and getting a lap dance. I don't care. Mm-hmm. Again, like I'm like I want to go, but like I would let you go do that. I just think it's fun. But yeah, it's just kind of everyone's got to decide their limits, I guess, and talk about it as a partnership. And like if your partner's super not okay with you going to Vegas, then it's kind of like that's got to be a tit for tat. If they're like, I don't want you to go to Vegas, but like I'm going to go to Vegas, and that's not fair.
I mean, Vegas is an example.
It is.
Yeah, that seems to be the prevailing vacation spot in your guys'
the main
minds,
focus.
Least, so.
Yeah.
Well, like you guys have you been? Thomas
no.
gone as a grown up.
Right.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
did you go with your family though? I can't remember.
I did, so it's not really. It doesn't really count. Like I was still 21, but I went with my family, so it was not nearly as ridiculous as it could
like
be.
Our friend works as a promoter in Vegas, and even he said like if I was in a relationship, I'd be like, you go and do whatever you want, but like I wouldn't really want her having a girls trip in Vegas.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Vegas is one of those locations.
That's probably
kind of like Eastern Europe for me and Tommy.
I will say that one of my friends had his bachelor party in San Diego, and one night they decided to go to Tijuana, and his brother found a stripper / prostitute in Tijuana and had sex with her. that's also another place that you could possibly go and misbehave if you wanted to.
TJ would scare me more just because I'm like, you're gonna die.
Yeah, that's
like
Vegas.
You're
There's
not
a little bit
home.
of safety. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. So, okay, what else do I have on here? Oh, okay. Sex without feelings. Is this even possible? Girls, take. Also, we've obviously answered all these on our episode, so you guys can listen to it. So.
And they've obviously listened to that episode. Therefore, they know what our answers are.
We listened to that one.
We actually did listen to that episode.
Yeah. But technically, you were listening to yourselves, so we'll get...
Who was Jack? Yeah. Who was Katie? We'll never know.
Well, I was Thomas, so I don't know.
Yeah, you guys never took on one of our personas. Interesting. It was.
We thought about doing the high-pitched voices, but it's not in the vocal range, so...
Do you want me to go first? I don't really know how I feel about this. I've only had like one, I'd say, where like there was more than once that we had sex, and I don't think there were feelings developed on the large scale, but I do think that there was something that developed. Why are you spinning?
I was just so uncomfortable.
Oh my god, why did I have to go first? I feel like my whole entire body is red.
I'm red for you.
Okay, I think yes, it's possible. It is possible. Yes. Yes, that's my answer. Yes.
Yes.
I haven't been there, but yes.
So, okay. Hormonally speaking, I think it's harder for girls because when you have sex, it releases like oxytocin or whatever, and it's like you're falling in love hormone.
Josh, can you fuck off?
I had a friend with benefits. I've had more than one. just X out of the conversation.
Yeah, cut him out.
Okay. I have had friends with benefits a few times, and like one time the guy and I were like 100% not a good couple. Like we never would have been able to be together as a couple, but we were very attracted to each other and we were friends, so it was like fine. And after a few months, I was like, am I in love with this person? And I had like some hard feelings to work through, and I was like, no. Spending a lot of time with him, and we've been naked a lot, but I don't have place for him. And then I've had other friends with benefit situations where literally we're just friends that find each other attractive, and we can have a physical connection. That's it, and it never develops into anything else. So I do think it's possible, but I think it's really just biologically easier for men.
Yeah, I think that was our answer, right, Josh?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was like exactly spot on.
Yeah. I think both genders.
I think I need to take a break now.
I'm gonna cool you off.
Good take, guys. Good. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, well, so moving on to the fresh questions here. By the way, did you guys get any good Instagram answers today, or should we save them for later?
We did not get any good
I got
ones.
bots and trolls.
Oh. Was there any good
Please
trolls?
show Bob's and Vagine.
Yeah, I posted the best one I got, which was a girl being like, can you guess how many times a day I masturbate?
Not exactly a question.
I'm gonna guess it's a lot since you're asking me.
Yeah, if you feel the need to ask, Okay, so and these are all from you guys, so credit where credit is due.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
Do you believe in leagues, as in he, she, they are out of your league? Does this include looks, personality, intelligence, finance, etc.? All right, boys' turn to talk. Finally,
yeah, go for it, guys. I'm very interested
do you want
to hear.
Josh, do you want to start off here?
I want to hear just talking about like looks first of all.
Oh, okay, just looks.
Yeah. Do you think that there's such thing as somebody being out of somebody else's league?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We are relatively self-aware individuals, right? More or less. So, but I mean, there's,
there's been times where if you get seen in public, you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't be getting seen in public right now with this girl.
See, I was thinking more the other way of like, there's obviously like, I don't know. Not everyone looks the same. There's that dude from 90 Day Fiance, and there's whoever the prevailing supermodel is right now, right? Like, different leagues,
True.
Yeah.
True.
God damn. Yeah. But I also understand the like
staying with everything.
Yeah, but I also understand the like, fuck, I hope none of my friends see me right now feeling.
This is a scooter, not a supercar.
Oh my God.
I'm assuming Katie gets the reference, but not Jack.
What else? That is always what happens. I don't get it, and she does.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
High five virtually.
That was supposed to be an Eiffel Tower, but yeah.
Oh. Oh, man. Okay.
But yes, there is such a thing. I
told that story, by the way, on the podcast. Did you hear that?
Recently?
Yes.
Yes. I listened to all of your episodes.
I'm a little behind, I'm not gonna lie. So
that's okay. I'm a little behind on your guys. I listened to 2 of them today.
It's fine. So yeah.
But I told
how about you guys?
Story.
I remember that story. And I did listen to that episode.
Story.
I did listen to that episode. What are the girls' takes on are there leagues when it comes to looks?
Yes.
I mean, I think that you have to look at everything. It's not just like looks, it's personality too. So like,
I'm always the one that looks the most shallow out of the 2 of us.
You can never like look at a couple just like walking down the street and be like, why the fuck are they together?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Jack
for sure. For sure.
Delivered to her in bed. I would just like to say, you want to take yourself up a notch? Deliver drinks to your girl in bed. Right. I think that because like you can meet another person and have them be super attractive and there be absolutely no spark.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
Or you can meet someone who like maybe might not be your traditional type. Or like you wouldn't like look at them across the bar and be like, shit, like that is a beautiful person. But you talk to them and their personality makes you interested in them.
Fair.
Oh yeah, for sure.
When I'm saying yes, I mean just based off looks.
Because I was asked just based off looks.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to know that first.
Yeah. So
for sure.
I say no.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just purely looking at looks, yes.
Yeah, I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if he's a millionaire and he is very fat, he's probably a 10 out of 10.
Right? Yeah. Maybe a 9.5, but
maybe he has like skills that you aren't going to see.
Maybe his tongue is 18 inches long.
You never know. That was exactly what I was thinking. Thank you, Josh.
Well, I just said it for the both of us.
Yeah. Said what everyone was thinking.
My mind was going.
No, for sure. I know. Yeah. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes you end up punching above your weight class, but I don't know. Usually if you have a chance to like, I kind of agree with Katie where like personality wise for sure makes a difference. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree.
There's also sometimes just like that thing you can't put your finger on because I've dated people and my friends have been like, what the fuck are you doing? And it's they're necessarily like super great looking, like just in terms of societal norms.
Mm-hmm.
Or like
no, some people have like something
or whatever.
about
like
them,
they didn't have a big personality, but there was just like something that drew me to them. And then after we broke up, I was like, what the fuck was I doing? But still, like while you're in it.
Interesting.
Nobody's told me till after.
Oh, people.
What, that they didn't like your?
Yeah, that they were like
significant other.
Like you were way better than him, kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, okay.
We have a buddy that we made it very well known.
Yeah, actually, Josh, that's a good point. Yeah. Where, like,
you have to be a good friend.
Yeah, sometimes you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was one where, literally everyone was vocally displeased with that relationship. So
were they right at the end of it?
Oh yeah,
absolutely, because they're his best friends.
Yeah. So
yeah,
but I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought.
All encompassing though. Like, what's your opinion on that, Tom? Because I think I'm with the girls on that. That I think that like you have to take a person as a whole, and then that's what their league is. But obviously, you on the outside, when you see them walking through the mall together, like she's way hotter than he is, or he is way more attractive than she is. What is going on here?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'd agree entirely. Like, you know, if I got a chance in some contextual to shoot my shot with Megan Fox, would I make it happen? I mean, maybe. Looks alone, probably not. But like, in the ideal scenario, you never know, right?
2 out of 10 toe thumbs.
Seriously.
You have a robot in your garage, it might work out.
Oh, that was a Transformers reference. Nice.
It was.
Nice.
Took a second.
I watched that the other night.
Yeah.
It's still a good movie. I don't care.
Okay. Actually, if we can elaborate on this, because one of the questions you asked was like finances for a league. Like, ladies, what are your thoughts? Are you aware of this? Like, in terms of a guy's, like, let's just use the encompassing word status, right? In terms of like money, job, blah, blah, blah. Like, where do you guys stand on that being a league, and how much do you think about that? You know what I mean?
Were you thinking like how much they make?
Yeah, like comparatively.
I don't think, like, if you find someone, because really you find someone and you like how they look, you like their personality, whatever, you don't really get into the finance stuff for a while, unless like you know what their profession is and you have an idea of what they make. So I guess for me, that's not a huge contender when it comes to who I pick. Obviously, I want to have like a stable life and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if I was the one that was making more money, like I wouldn't be upset about that, if that makes sense. So like, as long as they had a stable job and they were like passionate about what they were doing and they were able to bring in income and assist, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
I feel the same way. Like, I lived with a partner who made less and I paid more of like the bills and stuff like that. And then later on in our relationship, he made more, and we just kind of like adjusted things as they went so that they were just like more equal. And like, I have no problem with that. Or if like I was with a partner and they decided they wanted to go back to school and financially I could support that to happen, I would have no issue with that. Like, I don't care. As long as like they're financially like sound, like they don't have like a gambling addiction and they're in like tons of debt that I'm going to end up having to deal with, like that probably would be a bit of a red flag for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like as long as I'm stable on my own, so as long as you're stable on your own, that's totally fine. Like, that's all I care about.
I mean, on the flip side, like I have had partners who, because like, I mean, debt is just like a natural part of life, but there are some people who are way better with their money than others. And I can say that I'm not like super great, but I'm not terrible. And I've had partners who are like, oh, you have that much debt. And I'm like, well, it's student loan debt.
Yeah,
like
I went to school.
And they're like, they feel upset about that. And like, they're worried that if, you know, we were to progress further, they would have to take that debt on. Debt becomes my debt. And I'm like, well, this is just life though. Like, it'd be like house. Like, I compare student loans like having a house. Like, if you can't afford school and you want to go to school, you need it. So really, what's the difference, in my opinion, right? Like, it's because I went and spent all this money on like clothes and purses and shit that I didn't need.
Yeah. And like, you can make, if you are worried about like having to take on somebody else's debt, you can make agreements. You don't even have to be married. You can make like cohabitation agreements if you're moving in together and you don't want to end up assuming each other's debt. You can make agreements beforehand that are like legal binding documents that you are not going to assume the other person's debt or the other person's like savings or whatever. It's like there are ways to deal with it in like an adult healthy way.
Interesting. I'm going to have to talk to you about that after the show.
Okay.
I'm the one that's done that.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm going to have to talk to you after the show.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting. What?
Oh, you didn't know that? I signed a cohabitation agreement once.
Whoa.
Divorce, having none of the above beforehand, so I can also talk about that experience.
You guys are pretty well versed in this.
Yes. We have a lot of life experience.
Yeah, I mean, I think, but you almost inadvertently answered that one could say, yes, girls sort of look for some semblance of status or sound finance, right? Like you might not be out here like, I'm going to marry a rich dude and retire, right? Like but it's something you're cognizant of for sure, I think. So
yeah, like I think if I met somebody and they were like, oh yeah, I don't have a job and I haven't had one for this long and I can't find one and I'm not even trying, I'd be like, peace.
That's the thing. Like, I don't want to have to support another human. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can barely support myself and my dog. But that's the thing is, I'm like, I want a partner.
That makes sense, yeah.
I want a partner. Like, I don't want to, and again, like I was talking about, like if somebody loses their job out of the blue or like wants to go back to school, like those are things that you can couple. But it's like, yeah, like Jack was saying, like if this is a person who has like never held a stable job and has a shit ton of credit card debt and like is surfing on people's couches and has absolutely no income, like that's probably a red flag, not just of their financial situation, but like of more
who they are as a person.
Yeah, that's usually, it's all very interconnected. So
yeah.
But sugar mama.
I'm not at that status.
Neither am
I.
I.
Yeah.
Neither am I.
Josh, do you have any closing remarks on this or no?
I mean, personally, that stuff doesn't matter too much to me because I'm a dude.
But do you guys feel like you need to be the breadwinners in a relationship?
I would like to be.
I would say yes, just to be perfectly honest. Yeah.
So if your partner made more than you, would that make you feel like bad about yourself?
That's an interesting question. I wouldn't say necessarily bad, but I would certainly not love it, at least at first, right? So
I mean, mine already like currently does.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my lifetime proposition
Get it, girl.
Yeah. Josh is a high risk stock right now where future earnings might be through the roof, but right now it's a little dicey. So
is he a diamond? Is he coal? We don't know yet.
Yeah,
an investment that might not pay off. You know, that's always the risk you got to take.
Yeah.
Is he pets.com in 1999? My friends will get that one.
Nice. Excellent joke, Josh.
Nice.
I'm laughing on the other side. Shit, yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, no, I don't know. I think you guys wrapped that up fairly well. So
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. By the way, do we have unlimited time with this, or is it gonna kick us out at?
No,
we're good.
unlimited.
Right, perfect.
Yep.
I'm still recording.
Talk about a sugar mama got that.
Oh yeah, supporting us.
We've been
got two of us
leeching
on our
off
bankroll. Okay, so
always the leech.
Girls asking out guys, or do guys need the chase, and vice versa? So, yeah, I guess is the question: what do you think about girls asking guys out, or who should ask them out?
Yeah, like if you're interested in a girl and she asks you out first, would that like throw you off or like make you like her less? Or,
is
like,
it like a really specific asking out, or is it like, hey, we should do something sometime? Like, call it.
I think it's, hey, we should do something sometime.
Yeah. Not like my boyfriend.
Yeah. No, so I would say, I mean, I've definitely had that more where, personally, I'd say for guys, you should generally be like the man with the plan, right? Like if you should ask a girl out, but like you as a guy should have a specific thing you want to do to invite them to, right? So, and I think most girls respond positively to that, right? So But if a girl, you're just talking with like, you know, your matches or whatever, and they're like, oh, we should hang out sometime. Like that's like asking, that's a very strong hint, I guess. That's asking someone out light, I guess. So
I don't think I've really ever asked anybody out, and I don't know that I would really have the balls to do it. So I guess from my perspective, I think I'm like very afraid of rejection though. So that is where that comes from. So I don't know if I'm the best person to ask, because I would literally not ask just purely because I don't want to be rejected, which is in itself. But yeah, that's where I come from with my answer.
No, but I don't think I think people out there will get that for sure, right? So you're kind of putting yourself out there. But Josh, what about you?
I mean, going to gender roles here, I'd like to be doing the hunting, I suppose.
Yeah.
And not being hunted so much. Because if a girl's like really straightforward, you're kind of like,
It can be the same with guys though. It's like, my God, this guy won't stop pursuing me. I think the best kind of scenario is when you like are both just vibing and it just kind of almost happens naturally. Like you're talking someplace you both like to go and you're like, oh well, we should go there next weekend or something like that. Like it just ends up going naturally. Like that's like best case scenario. Because like there's been guys that have like asked me out over and over again and I'm like, why are you so obsessed with me? Not really, but you know what I mean?
Right, like, Carrie over here.
That's not Mariah Carey. That's Regina George.
No. The Mariah Carey has a song.
So obsessed with me.
Oh,
that song. Yes.
That song.
Yeah.
Did we just have Jack get a reference and Katie? No,
what is going on?
Yes.
Oh my God. You're making history.
Damn.
Yeah, like
this will go down in internet history. Yeah. Sorry?
Like I would like a little bit of give and take. Like I don't want a guy to just 100% be like coming at me. Like I want to have to work for it a little bit too.
Fair.
Okay. Tom?
Interesting.
I will say the one time I did put myself out there, I was like, he said something, we were just chatting or whatever, and he said something, he was like, oh, I like this. I don't even remember what we were talking about. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, I think I like you.
Normal transition here.
That's cute.
It worked well.
They were very smooth.
So that's about the only time I put myself out there.
100% batting average, I guess. But
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also, I think kind of the perspective too, for me, obviously being a more active dater, right? Like from the perspective of like, let's say the first date, for example, 100%, I would say the guy should be asking for sure. So, but, and yeah, I mean, for any guys listening, if you're like the guy with the plan, like if I've ever been like, hey, let's hang out on this day and go to this place, like sometimes we have to pick a different time, but they're never like, no, or I don't like that place or whatever. Right. So, and I like to think it's because I have good taste in locations, but usually they're just happy to hang out with you. Right. So assuming they're interested. So.
You're not planning like a first date at a taxidermy place?
No, but I have one lined up for
next girl to hit you up on fucking Bumble is going to the taxidermist.
I wonder if guys who are taxidermists as a profession have a hard time finding matches on dating apps.
I feel like being a mortician.
But don't you have like just
see? But
you always.
Sorry, I cut you off there. What did you say, Jack?
I said, don't you have a smell to you always? Like, don't you always smell like the stuff?
Like what's it called?
Formaldehyde.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, probably that would be.
Dude, don't you just smell like dead people all the time?
Yeah. Yeah. See, but I don't know. I think going back to the status thing, I think, because there's so many like creepy TV shows about that kind of stuff that like maybe some girls would get off on that. Who knows?
It?
Yeah.
You know what? It takes all kinds.
Yeah.
Hey, hey,
Josh is disturbed. Thomas, I lost the note. How many more points do we have on there?
We have one more.
Okay.
And I think
we have an additional one that we would like to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you go first.
Yeah,
you go first.
Okay. And I think Josh will have something to say about this, but dating someone after your friend has slept with them.
We talked about this on one of our Christmas episodes, and I was so
did we?
by what you guys said, so I want to dive deep.
What did we say then?
You said no. They're like dating.
no.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say.
I think we both
the
just
words
said,
of Jesse Jackson, it's going to be a no for me, dog.
What if it's like you're
Is that who that's from? I say that all the time now.
I mean,
dog? Isn't that from American Idol?
Did I get that from you?
yes.
I mean, I say it in that way, yes.
Okay, so I must have got it from you then.
I guess probably.
See, we do
that might have been my answer the last time you asked this, actually. So
I think it was you and I were just like, no.
What if it was like in high school and it's like your dream girl? Like you're like, I could really love this chick, but my friend stuck his wiener in her for 20 years wrong in grade 11.
Okay.
He doesn't care.
In that situation, I would say maybe, but it would still always sort of be there, you know? I don't know.
No.
What? Why? I'm so curious why. Like, why is this such a lie?
Interesting.
Like, I did not care. Why would it be like such a no? Are you that grossed out by by one of your boys' dicks that you're like
no? You sucked Dylan's dick.
I know where that mouth has been.
There's a fucking story about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
Is this not a story you can tell?
Just not naming names, but going back to our one earlier, that was our one friend where we weren't too keen on his girlfriend. It was one of that type of scenarios.
You didn't like her because someone else had slept with her first?
No, that's not.
No, but that was how they met, and then there were a plethora of other reasons, but that was also like one of the building blocks of that relationship, right? And also, like, to your point, Katie, like, okay, was it like last weekend or was it like 10 years ago in high school, like you said? That context, I think, would change it a little bit.
Even if it was like 2 years ago, like, why does it matter?
I don't know. It's just weird.
Couldn't get over the mental image.
No. Couldn't do it. Yeah.
What about you?
Okay, but that's what I was going to ask you. Have you ever slept with a friend of a guy you've slept with?
No, but we've made out with the same person.
Hey, me and Tommy have too, a couple of them, but
I think if you slept with somebody, I would not sleep with them until
the question is dating
later down the road.
Dating,
dating.
Like dating's different.
Okay, so dating. Okay,
yeah, so like
dating's different.
I'm literally just talking about sleeping with. Like if I had slept with someone, it was like a one-night stand like 4 years ago, and then you and him reconnected now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't give a fuck. He had no feelings for me, and you and him started really vibing. You would go for it, right?
If you
different.
Give a
if I was
Different.
like, I don't care.
Different.
Why is that different?
Why is it different for guys and girls?
Well,
that's what we're here to find out, guys.
And then there's this, and then there's this, and then this is me, and also my friend, and then it's this. So it's like same country. That we've both Christopher Columbused.
I don't think you'd be the Christopher Columbus if you were second. Just saying.
You wouldn't be. You would be the other guy that nobody knows.
Okay, but the thing
that
is,
was a very
Columbus
intelligent
was
peek.
Anyway. He wasn't even the first one.
That was good. That was a well-read insult.
Thank you.
You'll never be the Christopher Columbus generally.
Maybe
Put it
that's
that
You'd
way.
be okay. You'd be okay with having 1 bun and 2 hot dogs, but not 2 hot dogs and 1 bun.
Correct. Although it is better for your gluten tolerance and all of that, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, lower carbs on the second option, but
We're talking about gluten-free hot dog buns in this scenario because we're both.
oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, do you want to hear the last? Are we up on time? I don't even know what time it is.
Oh, we're getting there. We
doing
have time for one more. We're doing
good.
All right.
Okay, do you want to do this one or this one?
Oh, there's 2.
Oh, there's 3 actually.
Oh,
Why not both?
well, we
Or do you
should
wanna do that
save
one?
some.
Yeah, do that.
Okay,
For-
okay, yeah, we're saving some.
True.
We're just gonna
Okay.
share one.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how would you feel if you were asleep and you woke up and your partner was masturbating next to you in bed?
Has this happened to anybody?
Has this happened to
Question
anyone in the room? So,
Just me.
For the record, it wasn't me.
Good stuff.
So I think-
was he what? Did he have his headphones on at least?
yeah. Was the VR headset on or what?
I can't remember. I don't think he
Yes,
had
he,
headphones on.
yes, he can.
Actually, yes, he did have headphones on. Yes, he did. Yeah, yeah.
We knew you could remember.
Mm-hmm.
What woke you up? Was it the act or did you just happen to wake up?
I think it was the act.
This is jostling the covers too
The
much.
bed. Yeah,
Here.
yeah.
Oh, hello.
Oh yeah.
Who's
Oh
that,
baby.
Josh?
Oh, you have fucking both the 5s on there. Impressive. All right. Okay, go get your pump somewhere else.
Shit. So I don't know.
That's what you should have said to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, go get your
I
pump
should've.
somewhere else.
I was so okay. I'll tell you my
Yeah,
experience.
actually, walk us through your what were your emotions? What were you thinking?
I was a little disturbed, and I don't really know why, but I tried to pretend like I, because I didn't want to make him feel weird about it, which is just, that is always my problem. Is I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. So I was like, I didn't say anything.
So did you just like
I
lay
just
there
fell
and
back
pretend to
asleep.
sleep? Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
huh.
Nice.
Interesting.
yeah.
I feel like for girls, most of them would be like, "You, what the fuck are you doing?" Right? Like that's
Okay,
right?
so like in a sexual in a sexual context, I don't care.
Mhm.
But the fact that it was
Right next to
right next to
Yeah.
sleeping was a little
Mhm.
odd for me, and I think that's where I felt like uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yep. No, I'd. Yeah. That
Again,
makes
this
sense.
is different girls and guys.
Yeah, I was about to say, because for guys, like, I don't know, you can be like, nice.
I would
I
probably
feel
just be
like
like,
that too. I feel like a guy would wake up and he'd be like, "Oh, let me in there."
pretty much. It'd be like,
Pretty much, yeah.
sup?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so would
Good
you
e-
guys do this next to a partner? Would you ever jack off in the bed while she was sleeping next to you?
No. Never.
Thank you. Thank you.
Josh.
Josh, you haven't answered. You're just laughing.
No, it's such a ridiculous fucking question.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
it's not. It's
So-
happened.
Why? Because you
Get-
would or wouldn't do it. Why is it
I
ridiculous?
wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it. Okay, good. Thank you.
like
I would go to her side of the bed. And,
Do it on her face.
yeah. I didn't say it. You did.
I knew where you were going. Thomas is uncomfortable.
always know Josh's jokes.
Just wake us up!
Literally,
Like,
you two
why?
Yeah.
Like
There you
the
go.
fucking female and male version of each other.
Who's what?
Yeah. Fuck. That's why Katie always knows what Josh is thinking, because they are literally the same person.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Sometimes Josh's punchline before he says it. So it's,
I wouldn't make it in the game.
what was I gonna say? Fuck. What was the last question? What was the last part of the question you asked though a second ago?
Would you
Well, I
do
asked
it?
if you guys would ever do that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, guys are like, should be like freaking. It's a stealth mission. Like you gotta time where people are, who's in the house. Like that's the natural way, right? So
go to the basement, close the door.
Exactly.
Turn on the dryer.
Now you're getting it. Has anyone seen the iPad?
Wow.
Yeah, that's an interesting story, though. Jesus.
Wait,
And
what
what's
interesting story?
You.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't say I've known anyone else who that's happened to. So, congrats.
Yeah,
You would be the first.
Great.
You're unique.
Thrilled to be the unique one.
Special. Yeah. Well, I'm glad. I honestly am relieved to hear you guys say that. Because it's not like I was tempted to literally text all of my ex-partners. Be like, did you ever
do this? Yeah.
In bed while I was sleeping? And if so, why didn't you wake me up? I've woken guys up in the middle of the night for sex. I'm like, why wouldn't you just wake me up?
I think that's a fair question, to be honest with you. Legitimate question.
Ask that. Maybe I should have.
Mm-hmm.
A little late now.
Yeah, it's super late now, but
you should ask that question.
I'm very curious.
I should just text them up.
Survey.
Like,
hey, remember that night?
For podcast
survey says.
Can you tell me? Yeah. He's just I don't even know what to say about that whole situation, but he sent me a snap once of the dog and his fleshlight was in the background of the photo, so
that's like a chick trying to take like a hot selfie in the bathroom and there's like a huge dump in the toilet.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's like there being a dildo stuck on the side of the shower, but sure.
Yeah. That's probably more direct, but the point is the same. So
yeah, so just all around weird situation.
Yeah. Can't say I've done that.
Yeah.
Neither can I.
Well, out of
You're
any
unique.
answers you guys have given to this boys versus girls dichotomy here, that one made me feel the best.
Perfect. End on that wholesome note.
Yeah, I'm happy to know that.
Cool.
So we will be back
next week for more hot takes on boys v girls. And send us your questions on Instagram.
Yeah.
Good question.
We'll throw up some polls and stuff this week. So
do it on your personal accounts, because fuck yeah.
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 Do it.
Will... Wait, are you telling them that or are you telling
all of us?
Okay. Gotcha. Perfect. Okay. Well,
thank you guys for having this idea and thank you for including us.
Thanks for joining and hearing us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's always interesting to delve into the depths of the masculine mind, as terrifying as it may be sometimes.
And that's a two-way street as well. So
probably less terrifying for us, but
maybe
it's all good. See you next week.
We miss you guys.